Updating a Trimble SX series, SX10 or SX12 is relatively easy by using Trimble Installation Manager. You might be wondering though, why should you update the unit firmware? Simply put, it's good practice to always keep your unit within the current firmware that's available. But secondly, if the actual software and hardware aren't operating efficiently, then updating the firmware might be a simple solution. And we're going to explain how to do that. So to do so, what we're going to do is first in Access, you're going to head to the menu icon and then go down the list and look for Instrument. And then you're going to look at Instrument Settings. Next, it's going to show you the actual firmware and the actual unit that you're working with. So if you're connected to that Trimble Access software, it's going to show you the pertinent details. Now, how do you then upgrade it? All right. So just keep in mind, you'll see 2.38 in this example. So what we'll need is on that same device or on another device, right? Another operating system. The two operating systems that we have available to use for this process is both Windows and Android. You're going to look for Trimble Installation Manager. But what if you don't see it on there? Well, you're going to go to the internet and you're going to actually download the online version of Trimble Installation Manager. But every one of your units that are in the field would have already had Trimble Installation Manager installed on it. Just keep in mind, this is going to actually access the information from the internet, so your device must be on the internet. Okay? Double tap on the actual icon, and this will lead you to have a pop-up on the screen. Now, if your software has never actually seen the internet in over a year, it's probably going to then refresh, shut down, and start up back, because it's just installing the updates. All right. Now, if you are cabled in with the actual SX series, what you're going to see is on the left-hand side an icon of the actual unit that you're connected to. And it's going to scan the server, and then it's going to find what is the actual current version on your device, but it's also going to find what is the latest update firmware that can be applied to your unit. So you're going to see a checkbox. You're going to see in the top corner the latest version. And then at that point, you can go ahead and hit the install button. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through a sequence of notifications, but ultimately we want to see this screen where it says it's going to update the firmware. It's going to tell you how much things it's going to update. It's going to go through a waiting period. And eventually you're going to get to the point of having a checkbox that says you're done. Once you're done, it's always advisable that you check that the actual firmware was applied. So before you start doing any kind of work, go back again to the menu icon in Trimble Access, go down to Instrument, go to Instrument Settings, and then look and see if that firmware has taken. And remember, we saw 2.38, now it says 3.55. And that's the process of how to actually update the firmware of your Trimble SX series.